Hello everyone, my name is DIXIT and this is my channel Pen Test Diaries. So today I'll give you a walkthrough of one of the retired machine of HackTheBox, that's Devzat. This is a medium machine, medium level machine, and I try to make it all the steps clear for you, and even I'll publish the write-up of this machine on my technical blog. And in this video I'll try to get it cover up pivoting constant and all the different type of things just to get it compromise this machine. So now we have to go to my machine and we have to see how to get it compromise this. So before proceeding further in this walkthrough, firstly I'd like to show you this is my technical blog. This is my technical blog where you can get all the walkthrough, whatever that walkthrough I'm creating on YouTube channel. The write-up is available on my technical blog. You can visit over here, and this is my YouTube channel where you can get all the walkthrough. Okay, so it includes both the sections. It includes the retired machine also, and it includes other things also. So you can just go through all the stuffs. Okay, now we'll go to the machine. Okay, so what we have to do, so first of all we just have to run the command nmap just to know like what exactly the target ports are running, like what are the ports is running on target machine. So the first thing we have to trigger it, it's nmap -a 118 is the IP address of the target machine, that's devzat. Wait for the output. Let me see, I think maybe something is wrong. Maybe machine is not started. Just give me a minute, let me start that machine. So now when we run the nmap once again, as I'm facing some issue related to the machine, so that was the reason I reset that machine and I have proceed further once again. So we have to fire the command nmap once again, and this is the output we're getting on our screen, that port number 22 is enabled over there, port 80 is enabled over there, and 8000 port is enabled over there. So these are the three ports I can see it right now. So what's the next step for it? Before proceeding further, we can see over here there's a host entry like that is present. Okay, so let me put it that on my local host on my local host entry file itself, so that it's easy for us to get it access this. Okay, so now let me proceed further with that. Okay, so you can see that this is the entry. Just ignore this right now. You just simply have to put this entry from your side first. Okay, just get it saved, and now we'll proceed further. Now we'll go to the browser directly and try to get it access this, whatever the entry we have put it from our side, what exactly the output we're getting out of it. So let me make it this. Let me disable the buff suit. Let me run it. Okay, so this is the output, we can see it on our screen. Okay, but unfortunately this not at all be a further point after this, so we can't proceed further through this itself. So what exactly the thing, like I'll try to figure out what are the subdomain is present on this target machine, or what is the target is it. Okay, so there is first thing we're trying from our side just to figure out what are the subdomain is present for this target domain. Let me run this command and wait for the output. Okay, so we can see over here a pets is looks like a subdomain. Okay, so what we have to do, we have to put the entry once again. So we'll just go over here and put this entry pets.devzat.htv. okay, once we're done with that, what we have to do, we'll simply have to try to get it access this on browser. Okay, let me go over here, let me try to get it access, or I can see that this looks like a static type of page. Okay, and there are two sections where we can put the entry and click on add to get it add. Okay, so let me try first with a normal one. Let me enable the burp also on my system so that I can able to see what exit type of request is it and what are the parameters going inside of it. So let me open the burp. Perfect. So now what we have to do, we'll simply have to click on add pet. Okay, and we can see this is the type of request I can able to see. Okay, so what I have to do, I simply click on send and I can see it's automatically get added. Okay, so I have tried at the time of compromise this machine, I have tried couple of combination over here, and finally this is the one which I try to get it added and proceed further with that. So proceeding further on the burp itself, it's better for me to start the listener first on my machine. Okay, this listener we are initiating from our side just to get the reverse shell. From that, when we triggering some command one liner from that burp, we can there is a possibility we can get the reverse shell of this machine, of this application. So let me put it this command. Okay, so over here what exact stuff is it, like this is the same, and in case of species I simply have to put with the same, I'll just try to put one liner over here, and here is the IP address you have to mention, and on which port you are listening you simply have to mention over here. Click on send. Okay, and see whether you can get the output. Yeah, we can. So we can get the reverse shell, but it looks like a limited one. Okay, so what we have to do now, I'll simply have to make it a stable one. So just to make it a stable, I'll simply have to run this first, then this. Okay, then what I have to do, it's this command I have to fire it. Okay, perfect. And now what I have to do, I simply have to run this one also. So these commands we have to fire just to make that stable. So now this is a stable one. Okay, now what we have to do, we simply have to go to the home folder. We can see what are the users over here, as we are the Patrick. So let me try to see anything inside of the Patrick or not. Okay, so we can't see anything right now inside of the Patrick. Okay, perfect. What we have to do, I'll have to go to the another folder also, that's a Catherine. Let me try to see whether we have the accessibility over here or not. Okay, user.txt, can we read that file? I don't think so. No, we can't. We don't have the permission, as we have logged into this machine through the Patrick. So what we have to do now, we can't able to access it. Okay, so that is one of the problem, but bigger challenge right now over here for us. Okay, so what we have to do, we simply have to move out of this folder itself. Let me see the folder. It's right now I'm in home directory. Okay, so what I have to do, I'll simply have to go to the Patrick once again. Then I have to go to Devzat. There is a folder present inside of it, and over here I can see a lot of things. Okay, so let me see one of the file which I have figured out last time. So this is the file which I'm looking for it. Okay, once we open this file, a lot of information we can get it out of it, but we are looking for this information which is more preferable for us, that I can call it as this one. Okay, so from here we can able to see like there is a communication happening, and a couple of things is just get it mentioned over here, and a few things is related to, you just simply have to read the chat. So I have set up the influx db. Okay, so this conversation you have to read it, and there is one more thing which you have to see. I left the source of your review in backups. Okay, so these are the two things which we have to look for it just to proceed further. So I just got the information about it, like there is one software which is present over there itself, and that software, whether it's vulnerable or not, that's I'm not aware about it right now. So let me figure out what other ports are running on a target. So in the meantime, we are getting the ports. Let me run a couple of commands over here. That one thing which we required it, a chisel we required it over here. Okay, so let me run the Python server over here, so that's just easy for us to download that file on our local machine, on our target machine, sorry. Okay, so this one, run it. Okay, Let me see what are the ports is showing over here. Oh no, we're looking for that specified port and we can't able to see that. Let me run that command once again. TP. Okay, now we can able to see, and this one also running, this one also running. Perfect. Now we can able to see all the ports. So the first thing what I will supposed to do, I will download the chisel on my target machine. So for that I'll simply have to fire the command chisel, wget chisel, and the IP address of mine is 14.102 port 80/chisel and chisel. Okay, let's run that. Perfect. I think it's copied already. Oh shit, I think it's copied wrong place. I think it's copied at the wrong place, looks like. Yeah, let me come out of this. Okay, over here we have to fire the same command. Okay, I think this will, okay, perfect. So first of all, on a base machine I'll run this so that I can able to connect it on a specified port. Okay, now go back to that server shell and we'll run this. Permission, okay, let me change the permission for chisel. Okay, now run it, it will run. Okay, perfect. So now we are connected with it. Okay, it's a type of pivoting concept, I can say that. And one more thing I'll try to get it explained over here, why I'm using only this one. Okay, so this is the only port which is belong to that software which we have read it over here. Okay, Influx. So that was the reason I have used only this port. Okay, let it be. We'll proceeding further now. So when I search on internet, I'll just get this link through which I can able to exploit it. So let me try to get it open this for you. So this one I've already provided the same thing in my write-up, so you can get it directly from there. So this is for the Influx DB exploit. Okay, you simply have to clone this on your local machine and we can able to compromise it. But before proceeding further with that, chisel, why I'm using the chisel is just to establish that whatever the ports are running on the target machine, it's not visible directly to us on our local machine. So that was the reason we just established the connection between us, so that we can able to share that ports services on our local machine also, so that when we are running this exploit for us, then at that time those ports are listening to our local machine also. Okay, so let me go to Influx section. Okay, and now let me run this directly. So over here you can see there are 4 files present over there itself. Okay, so what we have to do, I'll simply have to before proceeding further, make sure that you have to run this with your pip command. Once all the requirement is fulfilled, then only you can run this command directly. Let me run this command. Okay, so localhost is the same, port number is 8086, which I have already make it. Over here I'll simply have to type user.txt. I can mention is admin. Okay, so I can able to see 2 databases. So first I just have to run Devzat. Okay, now what I have to do, I'll simply have to fetch out the measurements on the Devzat. So let me run this command. Okay, when I run this command, let me proceed further with the user one. As I can see over here, the user. So let me run this command. So I can tell you that from the Devzat database, we're trying to fetch the details out of this user. Okay, so once we run it, we can get the credentials of Catherine also. So this is the credential for Catherine. Okay, I've already copied on my local machine, so let me try to get it login once again. Okay, so I think this chisel I have to get it closed now. I don't require it anymore. Okay, and this one also I don't require it anymore. Okay, so let me close that. And what we have to do, we simply have to fire the command su Catherine, whatever the credentials we're getting from that exploit. We'll try to use the same. Catherine is not working. Wait, what is the issue? Exist. So let me copy it directly from here. I think it's a small c, that was the reason it's not able to find. Okay, perfect. So what are the credentials we're getting from there? Let me get it, copy that and put it directly over here, and we can become a Catherine. So now what we have to do, we'll simply have to go to the home folder once again. Let me go to the Catherine, and I can able to see the user.txt content out of it. Okay, this is one of the thing I can say that now we have to privilege our access and we have to become a root. So what is the next step for it? So at the time when I'm reading that earlier file .go file, then at the time you can able to see like there is one statement which is looks like influx, and there is another statement where it's mentioned that they have pasted the backup also present in the source. So we just have to figure out that one, and this is the backup which is present on the target machine. Okay, wait, I think something is wrong. Backups. Okay, sorry, it's a backups. Okay, it's var backups %. Perfect. So over here you can see these are the two files. Okay, let me copy both the files, dev and dev main and the dev development section. Okay, so let me run that both the files to be get it copied to the temp folder, so that we can extract that and see like what are the changes in both one. Okay, let me get it copied that to the temp. Go to the temp folder directly. I can able to see both the files. Unzip first file, unzip next file. Okay, so these are two files, extracted zip files I have extracted. Now we have to compare it, what actually the difference in between of it, like whatever the content is present over there itself, like what actually the difference in between of it. So let me see this one also, just to check like all type of files is it. Okay, so now we just have to figure out the changes in both the file, in both the folders of main section and the development section. Okay, let me run this. So when we run this, you can get a lot of output out of it, and we can able to see the password. This is the password which we are getting it over here, which is looking it's check my secure password, and this one is looks like a password. Okay, I have already copied on my local machine, so there is no need for it. Now once again we are running the chisel. Okay, so let me run the chisel once again. Chisel with port number 8000. Okay, done. And going back to the same machine, let me run the chisel once again. This time I have to run the chisel with port 8443, as we are using that port only. Okay, so let me run it over here. So both the ports at the time of seeing the net stat, we can able to see 8086 and 8443 8000 ports. So that was the reason I'm using both the ports. Let me run this. Okay, chisel file is not present. Okay, let me go to the Patrick. I think that was the reason. Okay, perfect. So now it's connected. What I have to do now, let me see whether actually I can able to listen 8443 or not. That's I can see I can able to connect. Now the next step is, let me try to get it connected on that port with our local machine only. Okay, so I'm just giving any name. You can give any name over here. Test also you can give it, and try to get it connected. Okay, so I'll try to fire the command first file, but it's not giving me any output appropriately. It's giving a please provide the file to print and the password. Okay, so the password also have to give it along with that file. Okay, so what I have to do, I figure out couple of things over here, but I'm not wasting a time. I'll simply go ahead for the whatever the file we are looking for it. So file we have to specify it. We have to mention id underscore RSA file what we are looking for it, and this is the password of that. Okay, let me run that and I can able to see. Okay, you can able to see this is the private key I can able to see. Okay, let me go to the another tab, and I have already copied the same on my section itself, and then I'll just see, let me see, yeah, I can able to see. So what we have to do now, I'll simply have to get it login. So to get it login, I'll simply have to fire this command mentioning root.id underscore RSA. Okay, one more thing I will tell you that you have to change the permission, that is also you have to do. So let me change the permission 600. This one you have to fire the command, and then you have to fire this command. Over here you simply have to provide the user, there's a target machine hostname, and I is just for defining that whatever that private key are using it. Let me run this command and wait for the output. Perfect. So now we can able to go inside of the root, and I can able to read the root.txt file. Okay, so I'll give you a summary about the machine, what exactly steps we are taking it from our side. So the first thing, we simply have to run the nmap command from our side. By that way we can get able to figure out like port 22, port 80 and port 8000 is enabled over there on a target machine. On the basis of that, I'll try to get it access the target machine with the browser I have started first, and I'll just figure out like it may be a possibility some domain is present for the target host. So that was the reason I run the fuzzing over there itself, and by that way I'm able to figure out like there's a pets a subdomain is present. So I'll try to get access that, and by that way I can able to see like there are a way we can add some entry from our side. So by that way I put it an entry from my side, try to get intercept the same section on my burp suit, and with couple of combination we have tried from our side, and by that way I can able to put one of the reverse shell along with the content which is present in that request, and by that way I can able to get the reverse shell. I'll just make it that a stable shell, then I'll proceed further with that. Then after that in the Patrick section there is a folder Devzat. Over there itself there is a file is present. We'll try to see that file, and out of that we can able to understand like InfluxDB is one of the packages present on it, and a backup is also one of the content is present over there itself. So InfluxDB we just try to figure out over there. So we just figure out first on internet whether it's known exploit is available in the market or not. It on GitHub we can able to find it very easily. So after that we'll proceed further. We'll run the chisel, and by that way we can able to listen the ports on our local machine, and we'll run that exploit directly on our local machine, and by that way we can able to fetch the credential of Catherine. Catherine is the user by which we can able, like that is the privilege by which we can able to access the user.txt file only. So once we get the credential, we'll try to get it login with the Catherine, and we can able to go. Once we inside of that machine with the Catherine credentials, now we have to proceed further, and at the time of reading that go file inside of the Devzat, we just have figure out like there is a backup is also present. So we'll try to figure out that backup section, and over there we can see there is two files present over, that's a dev and a main. We'll try to get it copy the zip files on a temp folder and try to get it extract, trying to get it different, like what are the differences present in both the files, and by that way we get the credential. Okay, that credential we are using it. Once again we are running a chisel on at the time of running the net stat, we just figure out there are two ports are running. It's 8443 and 8086. 8086 we have already consumed, and now 8443 we had to use it. To use it the 8443 port, we just try to get it listen on our local machine, and once we done with the chisel, now what we have to do, we simply have to SSH on that port, and we are getting that output out of it. Then we'll simply have to run /file. By that way, just asking like whatever the file you're just trying to fetch it, you have to provide the password along with that. So we are looking for SSH private key, so that was the reason /file, the path of that file, and then we have to provide the credential of it. And once we run with that, we get the private key of the root. We'll try to get it copy on a local machine, make it that permission change to 600, and by that way we try to get it login along with that private key, and via root we can able to see the root.txt file. That's all about in this machine. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this video, please subscribe my channel. If you like to give the feedback, you can give the feedback in the comment section of this video. Even you can visit my technical blog. The technical blog link I'll provide in the description section of this video. And if you like to connect with me, you can connect me on LinkedIn. LinkedIn profile link I'll provide in the description section of this video. So thank you so much once again. Take care. Bye bye.